beautiful plan that it becomes. Yeah. And this is Chris.
Chris, hi Chris, I'm Xavier.
Chris has danced with us. He also has his own company as well. Explore Dance and Theater.
That is great. While we are here, speaking about dance, and I would like to introduce Christopher, who has a company that does what now?
I have a theater and dance company.
Okay.
And what we do is I've really become just like fascinated with just the basis of human interaction, like how people interact just in terms of like proximity to one another, how the mind can manifest the way that people interact with one another, codependency, love, different relationships. So really taking that like psychology background that I really have and like the sociology background that I have and like using that in correlation with theater and dance and merging the two because I feel like they're so isolated. Bringing them together is something that I think it can foster some really awesome like intellectual conversation. It can spur like awesome moments where dancers get to go up there and they get to act for like the first time, you know, speaking lines that they haven't done before. You get actors who haven't necessarily moved freely before. You get them into classes where they just strip themselves of all of that negative energy of being judged. So that's what my company does. My company is based around the idea of just interacting with other people and how can we explore that through theater and dance and how can we address social issues based around those interactions that we have just on a daily basis.
Like I asked Nick before, what projects are you working on presently?
Currently, actually, so I go to school out of state. I go to school in North Carolina, so my company is kind of on the back burner right now because I'm like trying to get my degree. That'd be awesome. Actually, I have a project coming up at Wake Forest that I actually set like in motion like 2 or 3 days ago, where I'm bringing together. On our campus, there's one main arts building. It's called Scales Fine Arts Center, and all of the different art departments are really isolated. So the visual artists stay in their wing, the theater artists stay in the theater, the dancers they have their huge studio, and then the musicians and the vocalists have their own wing of the building. And I just, having started my company when I was a senior in high school, I was like, this is not what I want. Like I really wanted to like everyone to just come together and just freely create art. And so I started a project where I'm starting a collective of artists on campus who just want to come together once a week and just create art.
That's cool.
Just like, so kind of how Coby Project does like the improv. We come together, we do like improv jams like once a week. I really just want to implement a collective of artists who can communicate through email and everything and schedule times when they want to come together. Like if you want to set a piece on people, you have a list of dancers who are ready and willing to go and learn the piece, and they'll go at 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning when you're not studying for your final exam, you know? Or like
a huge jam session.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a huge jam session like in the middle of finals week. You're just like going. But I really want to bring all of the art wings together because we have like this common space in the lobby, but no one stops and acknowledges anyone else, which is really awkward to me. So I just want to create art with them, and I think that there's a lot of brilliant minds on our campus that aren't necessarily being fostered the way that they should. So I want to create an environment that is open and willing for them to come in and just create whatever art they want. And I really want to end the year with a showcase, just bringing in all of the different arts together, the visual artists working with the scenic carpenters to create the actual set, the theater artists and the movers coming together and crossing those lines, the musicians and the vocalists. I really want to have live accompaniment for the show, so just doing that, and then also offering weekly classes on campus in the evening, just different art areas. You can come and learn whatever you want. If you have a photographer who wants to come in and teach about Photoshop, you can go to the math lab on campus and just learn about Photoshop. You don't even have to have any previous experience. Like, I don't have that much experience with Photoshop, but I want to learn more, so I'm going to go out there and learn more. Someone who just wants to move and teach about improv technique. They can go to the studio. They have access to the studio. They teach about improv technique, and anyone can come. It's like a judgment-free zone.
It's cool.
So I have 20 artists right now who are interested in the project, and I'm hoping that they'll start talking to other people, and I'm going to start sending it out on the listservs. But being in college, there's like no free time for anything.
Yeah.
So it's like all of this is going to happen from like 10 to 2 o'clock in the morning. like 10 p.m. to 2 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll go to class. Yeah, exactly. So we'll be making a lot of easy mac in the studio, like late night, midnight snacks. But I'm excited, so that's hopefully what we'll be doing. That's kind of where my mind goes right now. So
Cool. Well,